All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. It's about 32 degrees in my shop, or 0 Celsius. So it's a little chilly, but today I've got Daniel earworming with me. I'll throw him in the background and go to my overhead cam. I've got a walnut platter blank that has been partially roughed out by the previous owner who's moving, so she gave away a lot of wood. But it looks like it's got some crotch figuring in it, and it's definitely dry. It was turned in 2017. So I've already trued up the tenon off camera, but I'm going to go ahead and just use some router matting and put that on my chuck so I can clean up the backside. And while I do that, Daniel, if you want to run through and say hi to everybody.
Absolutely. So first off, welcome everybody. So in the chat, we have Andy H is for turning, Lawrence Bugeja, Leona Fay, Mark Stratton, Nick Castle, Rob CP, Jennifer's Craft and Creations, Robert Dolman, Tommy's Workshop, and William Ellis is who I'm showing in the chat right now. I know Seth has been in and out with Brickhouse. So that's who we've got so far. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Stace Make. She just joined too.
Welcome.
Hopefully, everybody is staying warm today. And Blair with Good Turn Daily has joined. Welcome, Blair. Mark, the gentleman woodturner. Greetings, sir. Steve T with Temple Boy Turnings has joined.
Welcome, Steve. I'm going to true up the outside a little bit here, get it in round.
Dr. Bob has joined. Greetings, Dr. Bob. He's making
Welcome,
breakfast.
Dr. Bob.
I don't know what he's making for breakfast, but I hope he's sharing. Leona's making breakfast, and Dr. Bob is also fixing breakfast. I just finished mine. Sorry. Leona is fixing lunch, so I guess you can have 2 meals if you want.
I guess I'm going to try to do just kind of a OG shape.
William Ellis says he's having coffee right now. Yeah, I was just telling Hodge earlier that this is going to be probably a 3-cup day with it being as cold as it is here at my place. It is minus 16 degrees Celsius right now. Brad's Wood Turning has joined, says hi to all the ladies.
Welcome, Brad. Sorry, Brad, but Svetty is taken. You'll have to find yourself a new Svetty beaver.
Seth wanted to know how wet it is, if you know. I mean, I know that you got it from the lady that was giving it away, but how wet was it, do you know?
They had a sticker on the bottom, and it said it was turned in 2017, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty dry, whatever ambient moisture content is.
Martin with 4 King Owls is here. Welcome, Martin.
Welcome, Martin.
Mark says he's had way too much coffee already. Mark, the gentleman wood turner. I was going to ask, how much vodka did you have in your coffee, Mark?
Now, the way this blank was turned is it only had a tenon on the bottom, and there was no method of on the front or the top side, like a worm screw or anything, so I can't remove the tailstock at the moment, so it's kind of a little weird. The grain looks nice. There's some interesting grain and a little feathering here.
I was going to say it looked like there was some feathering from a crotch or something, potentially.
Yeah.
And you said this is a piece of walnut?
Correct. I'm actually going to have to put on my dust mask with it being so dry, so pardon me for a moment.
Terry with TJ Turning has joined. Greetings, Terry. Radar the Woodturner has joined. Greetings, Radar. Hope all is well. Doug Miller at Woodspun Round. Greetings, Doug.
All right, Doug, can y'all hear me okay?
Brent Beecroft has joined.
Can you hear me okay, Daniel?
You're a little bit muffled, but not terribly.
Okay.
Happens with a dust mask.
Is that any better?
A little bit. Chris Dodds has joined. Welcome, Chris. He says, hi, Hodge.
Hello, Chris.
Paul Smith has joined. Says, hi, Hodge. So, hi, Paul. Welcome.
Welcome, Paul.
Scott, you're talking about minus 16 degrees Celsius with a wind chill of minus 30. I have not gone outside of the house yet to determine what the wind chill is because I don't want to die. I have such a small amount of hair on my head anyway that I would not want the rest of it to freeze off. Adam with I Love Woodturning has joined. He's not going to be highly interactive, but he is watching. So greetings, Adam. Rubadub Wood has joined. Hi, Rubadub.
So show the overhead cam and kind of give you a view of the shape I'm going for. It's kind of hard to do this outside edge because the tail stock gets in the way when I'm trying to do the curve. So at this point, I'm going to finish off the bottom a little bit. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of a foot.
Mole Valley Maker and Duncan the Demon Barber have joined. Welcome, welcome. Robert Dolman said it just started to snow where he is. Hodge is wanting some snow, I'm sure. I know Brad is. Brad was telling me just the other night how much he loved the cold weather.
So I'm just going to finish off this curve. I think that looks pretty good.
Louis with Woodworking 220-7 is on. Hi, Louis. Welcome. Di Prout has joined. Hi, Di. Welcome.
There's still a little bit of unbalanced wood here on the edge.
Louis says, just for the record, snow stinks. I agree with you, Louis. It used to be I would love the snow, but since I've lost all my weight, that I don't have much insulation, so I get cold really easily. Di, I am certainly glad that you joined. I was just about to let everybody know that Di over at Making a Better Life has a premiere coming up later on today. There's a link to his video, so definitely check that out when you get a chance later on today. That premieres in 3 hours. Actually, closer to 4 hours, sorry.
Hit one little bump here with the transition of the curve. Now I'm going to do a little more shaping of the foot and give it a more defined foot. I'll use my point tool for that. And now I'll go ahead and do some sanding on the outside. Start off with 120 grit.
Melvin Rollins has joined. Hi, Melvin. Welcome. Hodge probably can't hear me too well over the sander, so just be aware of that in case he doesn't say hi.
I'm going to try to turn up my volume again.
Thanks, Louie. I was just about to say to remind everybody to hit that like button if you're enjoying what Hodge is doing. Chris, this is a piece of walnut that Hodge has. It was rough turned in, I think he said 2017 by the person that he got this from that was moving out of state. Hodge, since you just stopped, Seth wants to know how that sander's working out for you.
It's pretty good. I don't know if I really like the sanding discs that it comes with are really small, and they like barely cover the pad. I like kind of more overhang.
Are those 2-inch or 3-inch?
It's 2-inch.
Okay, you can get 3-inch real cheap on Amazon, like 100 of them for around $10.
Yeah, I'm still kind of trying to find my sandpaper of choice.
Yeah.
That I guess is a good deal and good quality as well.
Mark Stratton had an important question. Rugby or wood turning?
Wood turning for sure.
Hopefully that helped you out, Mark. Hodge has a vote for wood turning. Katie, the Cornish maid, has joined. Welcome, Katie.
Welcome, Katie.
She said that $10 sounds funny, not hearing pounds. I don't do US dollars to pound conversion in my head. I'd have to pull up an app for that. So. Yeah, I currently use my Craftsman drill a lot for my sanding, but I want to get something dedicated just for that, just for the sanding at some point. So I'll be looking.
So actually, I need to use a different grit real quick. I see a tool mark that I need to sand out real quick.
DJ Brinkley has joined. Welcome, DJ.
Welcome, DJ.
Hodge, there's been a little bit of talk about the makers battle yesterday, and Mark pointed out that you were doing well with the answers until JP came along.
Well, I was at work, and I had to get some stuff out before I had the weekend off, so I kind of, wasn't giving it my full attention.
William Ellis asked a question, but Seth just answered it, just wanting some details on the sander you're using.
Yeah, Seth and I have the same one. It's from Woodturner's Wonders. But I think there's multiple companies that sell the same one with just a different sticker on it.
So the question is, which of you had it first, you or Seth?
I think Seth bought the sander first.
I know you have a lot of competition as to who gets what first and who copies.
Yeah. Apologies for all the sanding, but I want to give you guys a finished piece for once.
Seth says that, Hodge, if you want the discs that overhang the pads, Green Wave and the Remover Smoother discs from Woodturner's Wonders both overhang that.
Okay, I'll check those out.
William Ellis said he thinks Cling Spores do as well. And yeah, Ruby Claire has joined. Welcome, Ruby.
Welcome, Ruby. I know I bought one of their bargain boxes from Clean Spore, and it seems like really good quality, but I don't have any other discs.
Mole Valley Maker said that 55-degree sander only brings up U.S. results on eBay or Amazon. He's looking for a 240-volt one. James with Design and Make joined. He says hello to Harry and Robert.
Welcome, James.
James put out a fun video about some things he's wanting to do with his shop and some modifications, so that was fun to watch, James. Always good to see how people want to modify their shops and do more fun things.
All right, so now I'm just going to use my compressed, actually no. I'll use some, in the words of Jamie Page, denatured alcohol to clean off the blank.
Clive Rogerson has joined, says good afternoon, Robert.
Good afternoon, Clive.
Hi, Clive. Welcome. That's really nice graining, Hodge.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. Turn that on so it can dry off a little quicker.
DJ, yes, that is Walnut that Hodge is working on. Brian at Woodturning has joined, says he's late. Sorry. Welcome, Brian.
So I'm going to go ahead and use some Axe abrasive sanding paste.
Yeah, James, double D, Tournage du Bois. That's me. I'm the earworm.
For those of you that don't know, this is basically similar to Yorkshire grit. I've never used Yorkshire grit, so I can't compare the two, but I know this one works pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and turn the speed to around 500. Turn the speed up a little bit.
Yeah, I've never used Yorkshire grit either. I want to. I mean, I've used Axe, I've used Brad's stuff, which I typically use a lot of because I've used it longer. But I want to try some Yorkshire grit too and just get a feel for it. Dr. Bob says, tip on using that blue drill sander. Blow out the device from all the vents because the sanding dust will cause the brushes to wear out fast.
Yeah, I just did that this morning because I saw a bunch of cedar dust in it.
Yeah, you've been working on that cedar piece.
Yeah, that'll be next week's video. Now I'll turn the paper towel around to a clean spot and do it until the paper towel turns clean.
That's the equivalent of what? 1,000 grit?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Because I know that there's different places that have a fine and then a micro fine that go like to 1,500 grit or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there's a polish that Axe has as well that I'll do after this, that I assume brings the polish up higher to around 1,500.
Seth said he ordered some Yorkshire grit that just arrived, but he hasn't used it. Well, it sounds like you're slacking, Seth.
Yeah, Steve, I think you need to hold off on that project until you can get a new pencil. All right, that looks good. Now I'll go ahead and apply some of the polish and restoring paste.
Yeah, Steve, when my pencil goes dull, my wife tells me to sharpen it. I'd rather just throw it out and get a new pencil. Looks like everybody has some fun projects going on. Obviously,
cool.
Steve was making a kitchen shelf. James is restoring an old Stanley plane. Katie is watching you instead of editing a video, so.
Now, lastly, I'll use some Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax, which I bought after Mark the Gentleman Woodturner said it was so awesome.
Ruby asked if you use a sanding sealer. I didn't see that.
No, I did not. I rarely use a sanding sealer. I don't really, I don't know. I don't really see the need.
Melvin wanted to know if anyone else has tried Axe. I have used Axe before. I believe Seth has with Brickhouse. I know Hodge just did. So I think there's a few of us on that have used it or do from time to time. I think I actually just used the last bit of my abrasive paste from them on a piece a week ago or so. Ruby, I use, I think it's General Sanding Sealer. When I do, I used to use Mylan's. Steve T says he used to have Axe, but Cream fixed that. Mark is using you as an excuse to not turn a dozen pins for an order. Leona says that it's a gorgeous piece of wood. Yeah, that graining and feathering is beautiful.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and turn this piece around after I clean off my lathe bed. Let's see some of the grain here. Looks pretty cool.
You might go to overhead for that, Hodge, because the lighting's a little bit darker on this angle.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Got a little bit of curliness here. That's pretty good. Gotta take off my Titan chuck and put on my smaller one.
Mole Valley Maker's working on his flower project for the YouTube cross-channel challenge. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what people come up with this month on that. Seth has to head out. He's going to run. Have a good one, Seth.
Have fun running. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't twist an ankle for sure.
Mount that in my chuck. And make sure it's true, which looks decent.
And just a reminder for those of you who are interested in the YouTube cross-channel challenge, over on my channel, I do have a complete list of all the participating channels. I think we're up to 36 currently. I also created a playlist. I'll be creating a playlist each month. I have one for all the videos that came out for January. So the ones for February, we've had one video come out that I've got that playlist started as well. So definitely check those out and support those makers who are participating in that challenge.
I'm going to remove my live center so I don't get stabbed in the elbow.
Mole Valley Makers off to the shed. Have a good one.
Start truing up the rim and get it round and balanced.
DJ's asking if somebody has a channel. Who are you asking there, DJ? Leona started recording her flower video. She's just waiting on a new tool so she can finish it. That will be awesome. Chris with Bailey Woodworks has joined. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Yeah, Leona, I'll get you added to the list. I know you were thinking about joining. I'll make sure and get you added to the list over on my channel.
Gonna adjust the camera a little bit so you can see the beavers. It's Hetty's last day here in the United States. She goes back to Sweden tomorrow at nighttime.
Oh, I hope she has a safe trip.
Yeah. All right, so it's getting pretty close to being smooth. Now I'm gonna look and see how thick it is. I'm gonna go with just kind of a rounded rim with a little bit of curve on the top. Turn the speed up to around 1,000.
Good catch on that, Chris. I misread that. Sorry. Yeah, DJ, you do not have to have a channel to join the YouTube cross-channel challenge. The only thing that we ask is that you use that hashtag, hashtag YTCCC2021 when you post to social media, because there are people who are following that hashtag to just see what all the makers come up with. So it is open to any and all types of makers. A different channel will announce what the challenge is for each month as we move forward. So I suggest and recommend that you subscribe to all the participating channels just so you don't miss out on each challenge that comes out, but anybody's welcome to join. Okay, Leona, I will not add you to the list then until you give me the go ahead, but I know you're going to do an awesome job and I look forward to seeing it. Melvin Rollins is heading out, so have a good one, Melvin.
See you later, Melvin.
Radar says he's not ready for challenges yet. I've been turning since May of last year. And I came up with the idea of this challenge. I've been blown away with the number of channels that want to participate. I started out hoping to get 6 to 8 channels that would participate. We're up to about 35 or 36 now. And I'm using it to push myself to learn more and challenge my own status quo. So I think anybody can join, but if you're comfortable and want to, just let me know. I'll get you added to the list. If not, that's okay too, but follow along and just see the awesome creativity everybody comes up with. DJ, I of course have my YouTube channel and I post there, but I also post stuff to Instagram as well and Facebook. DJ, there's a link to my channel. So Alf Key has joined, says he just found us. It is 8:34 in the morning in Central Standard Time. So welcome. Brad is heading out. He's going to the post office to ship me off my steady rest and my super secret project. Brad, I can't wait to see him and get him, brother. Thank you much.
So now I'm just going to start removing a lot of the waste wood.
Wood Wizardry by Colin has joined. Welcome, Colin. And yeah, it's open to any and all makers. It's not just wood turners or woodworkers. I've had some people who asked, they do painting and coloring and things like that are potentially interested in thinking about it. So no, it's open to any and all makers and creators, just having fun. Brian said he's still in the experimental stage of his flower challenge involving a microwave and a steamer. Sounds interesting there. Brian, can't wait to see it. Doug's hoping to get his done today. That'll be cool, Doug. Had a lot of fun with your fire challenge, so can't wait to see. And yes, Chris, absolutely. It's not a contest at all. It's just somebody throws out a challenge as to an idea, and everybody has their own interpretation to it. So DJ, you can also look me up by my channel name if you didn't see the link. I'll post it again here real quick.
Welcome, Colin.
Steve, you should never stop experimenting. That's how you learn new things. I love watching you experiment because it gives me ideas to push myself. So please keep it up.
I want to switch to a different tool that's sharpened. And check the wall fit. Okay, so got plenty of meat.
No funnels today?
No, I don't think so.
Andy H is for turning is heading out. Thanks for coming by, Andy. Have a great rest of your day.
Got a little bit of ridges that I'm trying to get out here.
Leona's fed and watered, but heading out to the shop, but she'll be in the background. So, Leona, have a great time making stuff and setting fires in your wood burner stove.
All right.
Brian, thanks for the clarification. Brian said it's not called a funnel anymore. It's been shortened to an SKF. I wonder if Steve would know. I wonder if Steve will find that amusing.
I'll lower the tool rest a little bit. Move it a little closer.
Brent Beecroft is heading back out to do some more snow removal. Catch y'all later. Have a good one, Brent. Thanks for swinging by. Steve, what's your wind like today? I mean, obviously it's moving around a bit out there in the caravan, but what's the wind speed? Wow, that's yeah, that's going to be a little bit cold, Steve. Gusts of 80 kilometers an hour today from the ocean. A little bit of that moisture in the air too will not be pleasant. Neil Gould has joined. Welcome, Neil. Glad you could come by. And just as another reminder, Dai has a premiere coming up in 3 hours and 20 minutes. There's a link to his video, so if you can, swing by and check that out when it shows in a few hours. Support Dai.
I'm getting down near to the bottom now, I think.
Ruby says she's not going to go out till later to remove the snow. She's probably going to have to use the snow blower. How much snow have you gotten, Ruby? I can tell you this morning I went out to my garage to get some more breakfast sausages. And when I opened the freezer, it was warmer than it was in my garage. So that was pleasant. And don't forget those thumbs up, people. If you're watching and you enjoy what Hodge does, definitely show him that support. Make sure YouTube knows he's appreciated so they can share his channel.
There's just a few little ridges out here.
Would a bowl scraper help with some of those? Or just do shear scraping? Is that cleaner for you?
Let's see. I never really use scrapers, so I probably should not limit myself.
Gotcha.
This was a regular scraper that I added a secondary bevel to make it a shear scraper. Making some nice shavings.
I was going to say, those look nice and clean.
Just a little bit in the middle.
Paul Smith just asked Mark, out of interest, what are you making the pins out of? I can guarantee you, no matter what, he's not going to put a CA finish on those.
All right. So I think I'm good now. Go ahead and start sanding again. Hopefully I can find all my sandpaper bits that I had. Pretty soon I'll be starting my flower project, I think, since we're running out of time in February now, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I need to get my propane hooked up. I got to get out there and get that done. Chris says, the lesson here is don't put your sausage in the snow, to which Steve replied, especially yellow snow, Chris. Yes, I would agree with that. 100%.
All right. On to the next grit.
Lawrence says that's a nice piece of wood, Hodge. Alf said currently they're at -3 degrees, -6 overnight. I can tell you in Celsius temperatures right now, we are at -18 with a high today of -14 Celsius. Wow. Ruby said, received a big surprise this morning. I was sent sets of the record power bowl and spindle gouges to test out. That is awesome, Ruby.
That's awesome.
Steve T says we had around a foot of snow here this morning, but then the wind started and blew it all back to where it came from. Yeah, Colin, it is a bit chilly here. I will tell you, Monday we have a high of -17 Celsius with a low overnight of -26. So we're not having a warm front come through until Monday when it gets all the way back up to 0 degrees Celsius next Friday. So it's going to be super fun.
There's a little bit of ingrained coal that I need to try to sand off. And then a little bit over here. Go on to 240 grit.
Lawrence says that he thinks Harry fell in a deep sleep looking at a rotating bowl from backwards. Watching that backside could make him fall asleep, I guess.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
They're just cuddling.
Ruby, I know you got those to try out. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yeah, Radar, I don't know if it's black walnut specifically, but it is a piece of walnut that he's working with.
Don't know if it's what?
Black walnut or not, but it's definitely walnut.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably whatever's common here in Texas, which I've never actually seen it myself in person that I know of.
Colin, that is a 55-degree drill specifically made for sanding, or a 55-degree sander, I guess is what it's technically called.
All right. Go ahead and blow off some of this.
Hodge, where did you get that sander from?
Woodturner's Wonder. It's a U.S. company. I think in Georgia. Go ahead and use some more methylated spirits.
Golf to Actual has joined. Hi, Golf.
Hello, Golf. Let that dry off a little bit better.
Is that sander battery powered, Hodge, or is that plug-in?
It's plug-in.
I just think I found a link to it. I'll put it out in the chat for anybody who's interested. At least so you know what to look for. It's called an 55-degree angle drill.
I know Vince's Wooden Wonders sells them also for basically the same price. It just has a different sticker.
Tommy says he's back. Someone just dropped off a big oak beam. Sounds like you're going to have fun with that, Tommy.
Put on some more axe paste.
Radar says he wants to try and do a live one day when he figures it out. Yeah, I'm planning on trying to do some lives myself once I get my shop built, supposedly sometime in May. So we will see. Ruby says that she has a quarter drill similar to that one made by King off Amazon. So good to know. I'll be wanting to get something that I can use besides just my drill for future use. So good to know options are out there.
Let's try to get all the abrasive paste off with a clean paper towel.
Tommy, do you have any information about that oak beam that you got? I know that Rob with Summersley Woodcraft did a piece out of an old beam that was documented as being very, very old. It's always fun to find history on those kind of things if you can. So I didn't know if you had any background on that beam.
Now put the finishing or the polish on.
Mike Yu has joined. Greetings, Mike.
Welcome, Mike.
Chris Dodds has to go before he turns into a pumpkin, says it has been fun.
See you later, Chris.
Jeanette Nance has joined. Welcome, Jeanette. Glad you could come by. Do you have an approximate thickness on that piece, Hodge?
Wall thickness?
Yeah.
I'd say about 1/4 of an inch. It's not too thin.
That's nice. Good and sturdy then.
It's more of like a utilitarian piece, I guess. Nothing special.
Yeah. Ian Leonard has joined. Welcome, Ian.
I'll get the wax again.
Keith says Keith with Circular Wood by Keith says he's been here for a while. He's just been hiding.
Welcome, Keith. Put on some Hampshire sheen wax. The key that I hear Mark say is don't overdo it. Just a thin coat.
Just going back to historical pieces. Yeah, it's like I said, it's fun to know history on things. I was given some pieces of cottonwood, which was the oldest known cottonwood in the state of Kansas that came down in a storm back in early 2000s. It was well over 200 years old at the time it came down. So I have some pieces of that that I'm going to work on at some point.
Don't you also have some historical ash that you're going to be getting from the zoo in the spring?
Yeah, so the local zoo here in Topeka is taking down, they're going to do some expansion, but there's about 8 or 9 trees they're taking down. One of them is the state record holder green ash that is just absolutely monstrous. And because I did that finial job for them on their bridge, their Japanese garden, that they're giving me dibs on the wood. So I'm trying to get a group of turners together and we can all split it up and make good use of it.
So now I'm going to reverse it and turn off, actually I need a different chuck. I need to turn off the tenon.
William Ellis has to head out. Have a good one, William.
See you later, William.
Yeah, Jeanette, we've all been talking about how cold it is today. It's super cold here in Kansas for sure. Keith says he has some 600-year-old yew. That's pretty awesome.
All right, so when I reverse it, I typically like to use this jammed wood piece, and then I got this thick foam stuff that I just mount here, and then bring the tailstock up.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm the same way. I like to know where the wood came from or if there's a story behind it. So the job I did for the Topeka Zoo on those finials was all trees that had come out of their elephant pen that their elephants had played with. So it was nicely spalted ash pieces that I was able to turn and reuse at their in the job. So that was really interesting and a cool way to give back for something that they used themselves. So
All right.
That's a funny one, Mike. Mike, you just asked if he hollowed out that piece, Keith. Is it a YouTube? That's awesome.
I'll turn the speed down a little bit and turn off the tenon.
Katie wants to know how far we are from St. Louis. Katie, I am 5 hours directly west of St. Louis, directly down Interstate 70. Hodge is about 12 hours south of myself, so he's a little bit further away from St. Louis than that. Ruby's asking, don't any of you use a vacuum chuck? That's the easiest way to remove a tenon. I don't. I haven't gotten that far in my collection and comfort level yet, but I'm hoping to do that at some point when I get some funds built up that I can do that.
Yeah, vacuum chuck is one of the last remaining items on my shopping list for now.
Yeah, for now. Got to leave that open for more things to be added for sure.
I'm going to give a slight concave bottom to this so it sits flat.
Yeah, I was telling Hodge earlier, my next relatively big purchase needs to be a stabilization setup so I can stabilize some pieces of wood that I have that I want to use because I like doing hybrid stuff. Yeah, Katie, I have a cousin that is in St. Louis as well. My great-grandfather immigrated from France to St. Louis and was a haberdasher there.
What is that? I've never heard that term.
It's a hat maker.
Okay.
Axe Wood Paste has joined, says it's a beautiful piece.
Welcome, Tom and Ann.
Yeah, he was showcasing the Axe abrasive paste in the making of this. So
I'm going to switch to a smaller gouge and get as close to the live center as I can to reduce the amount of sanding I have to do. Put in a little decorative line near the base of the foot.
Hodge, will you sand what you can before you take off that last little bit, or will you just take that off and then sand it all together?
I'll sand it off camera. I mean, y'all saw what I did before, but I'll just take it off camera once I get, and then remount it between the center or the
Gotcha.
point.
Gotcha.
But just to get a general idea.
DJ says the next thing he needs is a bandsaw. Yeah, I got lucky and got a bandsaw at an auction basically. So that was really cool. And then I bought new tires and cool blocks and basically did an overhaul, and it cuts like a dream now. So JP Woodwork has joined. Hi, Jamie. Welcome.
Jamie. All right, I think that's about as close as I can get this to allow me to be able to remount it. But you guys get the idea?
No, that had beautiful graining and feathering in that.
Yeah, I'm really like the bottom of it better as far as the grain, I think, but the inside's all right too. I don't know if this is. Let me change cameras.
Jamie, we were talking about the YouTube cross-channel challenge. Have you started working on your February piece yet?
So there's some lines here. I don't know if it's the start of spalting or not. I don't really see spalting in pecan. I mean, in walnut too much, but pretty nice. Still some
that's beautiful.
But yeah, I like the grain on the outside better than the inside. But oh well, there's some feathering here on the edge. But yeah, let's put it on the end here. See if you guys can get the shape of it at all, because it's too dark. But it's kind of got the OG shape on the exterior, and then just kind of a rounded over rim. Maybe this camera would work better. Nope. But that's it for today. Basically sneaked it in an hour.
Oh, that's awesome.
So thank all you guys for watching. If any of you guys have questions, ask away. But that's it for me today. Raise your shield hodge. Yeah. I realized that.
Definitely don't forget those thumbs up, people, if you like what Hodge does. And once again, don't forget Dai has his premiere coming up in about 3 hours. So check his stuff out there.
Yeah, thank you guys for the compliments. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. Sounds like your dog needs to poop.
No, he's whining because the other dog's in the other room and he doesn't know how to lay down. So he's just being funny.
All right. Well, you guys say goodbye to Sveti. Like I said, she's leaving tonight. No, tomorrow night. Going back to Sweden. Where are they at?
Yeah, and I know that you're supposed to be participating in the Axe showcase coming up hopefully later this month. Hopefully we'll hear some details about that soon.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. It's supposed to be the end of this month. Thank you, Terry. Thanks, Brian. I do not have fur envy. Harry's talked about shaving himself, but I'm not going to let him do it.
Thanks, Tom and Ann. They did confirm it is February 27th, so we'll just be watching for those details as to when you go on and make sure we're there to support you for sure.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Bob. Yeah, Colin, I'll hit.
Uh-oh, Terry, don't say things like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't think so. We haven't taken a pregnancy test yet. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in Dai's live or who knows, wherever.
Yeah, we'll catch everybody later. We have all got premieres tomorrow, too. So everybody have a great weekend. Stay warm.
Yeah, stay warm. Stay safe. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.